Hello. Today we are going to review the 90-minute IPA by Dogfish Head Brewery. Looking forward to it.
Welcome to Hopped Up, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we're drinking. As always, I am Ben, there's Jay, and there's Andy in the attic as always. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell, and also leave us comments. Let us know what you think about what we're doing here. Give us some feedback and let us know what you think. If you enjoy the show, that would really fuel us to continue to do it. We're going to drink anyway, but at least we'll hop on the YouTubes and whatnot to share our opinions with you. So any feedback you can give us would definitely be appreciated. With that, what are we going to be reviewing and drinking today?
All right. So today we are going with the Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA in the bottle. It is a 9.0 ABV and a 90 IBU. So pretty hoppy for you guys. I know, Ben, you're going to have to suck this one up a little bit, but I like the IPA. So it's a good one. I've had it many times. I don't know, Ben, if you and Andy have had it. I assume you probably both have.
I have had it quite a bit. I consider it to be one of the finest IPA. Oh, it's an Imperial IPA. So I guess I got to say an Imperial IPA, one of the finest doubles out there. I'm just a big fan of it. Easy drinking.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've actually had it several times as well. Giving my somewhat unbiased opinion, as I've mentioned before, that IPAs are generally not my go-to, but it's been a little while since I've had it, so I'm interested to taste it again when I'm thinking about it on a scale for rating purposes.
Well, let's go ahead and crack it open while we got it cold and get it going, and then we can talk a little more about the brewery and some of the other aspects of it. This one it has the uniqueness. We've noted these before on other episodes, but on the top of the bottle cap there, they have the nice Dogfish Head logo. Great marketing ploy by all of them. So
yeah, I like the little touches in the marketing aspect. I think it's a little flair they can add to, the bottle or other things that we've noticed. Just have that little extra something special.
Yeah, they've done a good job over the years. That Dogfish Head, that is, there has been very creative a lot with some of their seasonals or their rotating beers. Some like I remember one they had called American Disguise. It was a pale ale, and they joked with it. It had a funky label and box and everything else, but it was saying it was a pale ale disguised as an IPA or something along those lines. So it's kind of funny, little twists and takes. But yeah, so in this case, we're drinking the 90-minute Imperial. They have a 60-minute, which is kind of their standard IPA, and then they have a 75-minute, which is a little more rare.
It's a mix of the 60 and the 90,
right?
And then they put it in. They usually do that on like a keg or draft. They don't bottle that typically.
Yeah, I've seen it in rare occasions where you can find it, but then their highest, I guess, is what, 120-minute, Andy?
120-minute, it's 18%, and yeah. So
it's a rare one.
For anybody, tuning in, the minutes are 60, 90, 120. It's the amount of time that they hop it. They continuously hop it while it's boiling. So the longer you hop it, and the higher the alcohol content goes. So their 60 minutes considered more like a session IPA.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So lower alcohol.
What'd you think, Ben? I mean, you hadn't had it in a while.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had it yet. So cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. I really like how it balances hops and malt. And
It
so
does.
for having a high IBU and high alcohol percent, it's not obnoxiously hoppy and bitter. It's got that great balance. I mean, I think that's why it makes it such a good IPA.
Right. I agree with you. I mean, it doesn't, to me, when I smell it, I drink it, I don't feel like this is a 90 IBU at all. I mean, it's a lot smoother than something that you would normally have that high of IBUs, and especially for that high of ABV too. I mean, it's not overpowering with the alcohol, and sometimes you get those that it's just they're too much alcohol in them or too much alcohol flavor. So they did a fantastic job of brewing this with the appropriate amount of hops and malts, like you said. So
yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's a lot smoother than some of the other IPAs that I've had, even maybe some of the other ones we've reviewed. And again, mentioning that of the group here, I'm definitely probably the least in favor of IPAs, or at least reach for them the least amount probably. I think this is one that I've had several times because I do actually enjoy it. And even, with the IBU so high, it comes off a lot less hoppy in some way to me than others that we've had with less.
Yep.
I don't know how they do that. It's some sort of magic that they've obviously incorporated in the beer.
Well, Dogfish they do a really good job of getting creative with their beers. I mean, they get a good team of people working to research and all. As we talked earlier, like their ancient ales, how they researched how beer was made in olden days, prehistoric times, so they get the science behind it.
Yeah. And I think they have the right brewmasters and have gotten that over the years since what they were founded, I think in 95, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
And they know how to choose the right hops to mix together and the right malts so that it blends and brings that flavor just right. I mean, there's some that just they're overpowering, especially when you can get into the IPA realm. The Imperials, the doubles, even some of the triples. I mean, they're way overpowering when it comes to hops and alcohol content.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've previously reviewed Hop Slam, and I think that with a 65 IBU, compared to this, the hops for me and that one they just hit me in the face. And maybe again, it's just me, but I don't get it so much with this, and I don't understand why they're so different. But I can tell you that I definitely like this one a lot better, just personally. So.
Well, in that case, they're using a ton more hops and a lot different varieties of hops.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this case,
with the Hop Slam.
Yes. I think in this case for 90 minute, they probably only use a couple of different variations of hops and don't throw a ton in the barrel. For Hop Slam, they're cutting it with honey to kind of make the bitterness go away and drive down the IBUs. In this case, Dogfish, what Andy had said, I think them doing it for 90 minutes and coming up with that perfect recipe for it that they have, their proprietary recipe, it just makes it all worth it. So
they balance this with the malt, and so the darker the color, this is darker than that Hop Slam was, because Hop Slam had more of honey and less the malt than this 90-minute IPA does.
I'm gonna just jump out there and go ahead and rate it myself and take the lead here. I think for me, again, always preface this, not being the IPA guy, this is one that I would reach for. Again, I mentioned I've had it several times already. For me, this is an 8.5. I actually really, really like this beer, even not being an IPA, connoisseur or drinker, even too terribly often. When I go and buy, just to segue here, when I go and buy beer and I'm trying to look for things that I haven't had, I'm definitely going to get the IPAs that I haven't had, because I just want to try something new. But they tend to be the last thing that comes out of my fridge. I go through and I drink all the stouts and the sours and the ales, and the IPAs sit in a little bit longer, which they probably shouldn't. I probably should drink those first.
Yeah, you should.
Good. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
But this is, the exception. When I have this in my fridge, this is one that I go and grab and drink right away, just because I do like it so much.
Yeah. I'll go next, and basically I'm flip the opposite of you. So I always search for the IPAs, some of the hazies, the flocculence ones, just whatever I can find. If it's a dank or a really hoppy beer, that's kind of where I've gravitated towards over the last few years. I would give this the same as you, though. I would give it an 8.5. I think it's a great beer. I love drinking. Anytime I can find it, I would go after it. There are other IPAs that I like, and whether you're getting into hazies or doubles or triples, there are several others that are higher on my list. But Dogfish Head has always been a staple, and what they put out is going to be a solid product. It's not going to vary, especially after being purchased by Sam Adams. But fortunately, they've left them alone to let them continue.
Yeah, let's hope they stay out of
it.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's 8.5 for me. It's a hands down great beer, and I'm glad we got to try it tonight.
Well, we're in agreement, because I'm going to give it an 8.5 as well.
I think this is the first time we've all rated it the same.
Yeah, and an IPA and Ben, that's what's. I was shocked to hear your score.
It is what it is. It's a great beer, maybe
Dogfish Head will change the name of it. It is what it is.
I mean, I would still drink it. So regardless of what they call it,
you just put beer on the label. And I'll buy it.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah, I hope we can do some other reviews with their brewery soon, because they have some great beer across the board. Whether it's a 60-minute, or if we could ever find 120, or
we'll see what Ben thinks about the 120.
Yeah,
I've had it as well. Actually.
Oh yeah, really?
I have. Yeah, I have.
I've never been able to find it.
There's less malt in that one.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember. I remember having it. I don't remember how I compared it to the 90 or the 60, because I've had that one as well. This was, these beers are ones that my local shop had, and after having the 90, I think, which was the first one I had, I went through and noted that and tried to buy the rest of them. So anytime I saw them, I bought them and tried them. But I don't remember disliking it. So definitely something that hopefully we can find and try out on a future episode.
Yeah, and even some of their other, they do a great goes in the sequential, and I think that's probably one of their top sellers. But some of their seasonals that they do, American Disguise and a couple others there. So.
All right, that gives us an 8.5 for the 90-minute Imperial IPA from Dogfish Head. All in all, great beer. We all thoroughly enjoyed it, as you can tell from watching this episode. So definitely, if you get a chance to check it out, definitely please do. As always, you like what we're doing here, please like, subscribe, cheers, that notification bell, and you can see more of our videos. And again, just add some comments to let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you agree with us or if you disagree with us. We're definitely interested in hearing your opinions as well.
Give us the
And
comments.
give us the comments. We're ready for them. So let us know what you think, and we will catch you guys the next time we're drinking beer. We will share it, and be sure to check it out. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mates.